So we have a major transit that's happening with the solar eclipse that's happening in Aries, as well as Neptune moving into Aries. Eclipses are major activation points because it's dealing with the sun and the moon. For those that are not aware of these eclipses and what's happening cosmically, they're kind of just creating the same cycle again. But if you have this awareness, it's about making a conscious effort to create change in your reality. I think too many people are looking up for the signs without realizing that the stars are within us, because when we look within, that's when things happen the fastest, and that's when things happen first before it manifests. So in Vedic astrology, eclipses mark points of uncertainty in our life, and it's basically the in-between space before we graduate or level up into a higher new timeline. And I also wanted to talk about the story of Rahu and Ketu, which is the head of the dragon and the tail of the dragon in Vedic astrology. A lot of Hindu cosmology is basically a story about the demons, right? And they are aspects within humanity that are being highlighted and being told in parables. So the north node is your ascending path and your south node is your descending path. So the story of Rahu and Ketu, which represents the north and the south node, talks about a demon that sits between the moon and the sun. So the moon being Chandra, the sun being Surya. And what happened was they were creating this sacred ocean of life. The gods are creating this milk ocean of immortal life, right? It's called Amrita, which is the sacred waters within us. It's referred to as the nectar of immortality, which was forbidden for the gods to drink from. So there was this serpent being, this demon, that decided to take a sip from this ocean while it was being created. And as a result, Vishnu, who is the preserver of life, is a part of the Trinity of God in the Hindu stories. Basically, Vishnu was so mad that he needed to pay karmic retributions in order to restore divine harmony and balance by cutting off the head of the demon. And that created Rahu and Ketu, which was the head and the tail. So because they drank from the nectar of immortality, they can't die. So what they did was they created the eclipses. And they did that by chasing the sun and the moon, right? I just thought that story was interesting to share, just to provide a perspective about the demonic influences that are within humanity. To deny the existence of these influences of our shadow selves is to deny the duality of human existence. Because when Eve was deceived by Lilith to eat the apple and got kicked out of the garden, that's kind of when the Great Divide happened, right? When the great fall in human consciousness happened. If you're facing some challenges right now, it's most likely tied to karmic things that need to be tied up, and it's like karmic retributions in a way. When we see it from that perspective, it gives us a clearer reason for why certain things are happening for us, not to us. Because it's all about perspective, right? Something could happen to two different people, and one person could see that as an opportunity, and another person could see that as, oh, I'm the victim. When we understand that the things that we're karmically tied to is something that our soul came here to undo so that we can heal our whole entire ancestral lineage, it's much deeper than just, I am here by myself. You're here to do the work for generations of the future and also to heal the past. So the indigos and the rainbow children, the crystals, we're like the bridges of the ancient future. So with the solar eclipse happening in Aries, as well as Neptune moving into Aries, it's super important to look at which house Aries occupies in your own natal chart. So with Neptune in Aries, Aries brings action into our life. It's about taking the next step to actually create a physical change in our reality. It feels like we're downloading a brand new vision of where our future is heading. Neptune in Aries makes it personal for us. And Neptune is a planet that connects all of us through this ocean. Mercury has been retrograde since the past lunar eclipse. It's kind of been a confusing time where we don't really have a clear sense of direction. Right now, we're really supposed to be going within and cutting off these external influences of people around you, right? So we can really tune in to what our soul is trying to tell us. Neptune in Aries magnifies our subconscious desires and what we really want to push towards to achieving in this lifetime. And the biggest thing is our intention. Knowing why you're doing what you're doing and what for. So think about the next 14 years, right? That's how long Neptune is going to be in Aries for. The next 14 years, where do you see yourself? And how does that tie into the bigger collective mission? What is your biggest dreams and visions in this life? So Neptune is our subconscious world, right? We're entering this new cycle where that comes to the forefront. I know for a lot of indigos and older millennials, it's building a homestead, a big community of people who are living in harmony with the earth. So Neptune, because it's like an outer planet, it happens on a more deeper and subconscious and gradual level rather than the inner planets, right? Such as the sun and the moon. So we also have Mercury and Venus in retrograde. So during this time, it's not the exact time to take action yet. Basically, in this new North Node cycle, our collective direction is being shifted from a more personal focus into a more collective, bigger picture, and higher vision purpose. Instead of trying to do everything by yourself, we have to realize that we need each other and that everybody has a certain contribution to make in this world. It's the age of Aquarius, which is all about communities and the power of people coming together. Whichever house Aries rules for you, that area of your life we're really being asked to focus on, and it's being highlighted because it's time for us to make a conscious change in that area of our life. And once we do, it's only going to accelerate and it's going to build this fire for this new cycle. It's kind of like our initiation into a higher timeline. Once we let go of the fear of change and doing something new, that's when we can begin to take a risk and really to upgrade our life. It's kind of like this energy of trial and error where we get to be a child again and learn from our mistakes. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and peace. I hope you have a beautiful day.